Hello everybody. I'd like to thank everybody for joining me today, and this is going to be a do-it-yourself project for a homemade Bushman's knife. And as you can see right here, this is Henry, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I like this knife. I like the weight of the knife. It does have good chopping action, but it's not really what I'm looking for in a Bushman's knife. I thought maybe with the thicker steel that would help a bit more with the chopping action. And I don't know, it didn't perform to my expectations. And you see here in the background, this is Old Faithful. This is my cane knife, my sugar cane knife. This I've had for many years, and this thing has held up great. I mean, I've abused this thing and abused it, and it just keeps on cutting. And as you can see with this, it's got a really thin blade, and it's got a bunch of nicks and stuff in it. As you can see from the edge of the blade, I don't cut this thing any slack. And when I get out in the yard and I'm doing yard work, if there's roots and stuff that need to be chopped and it's on the ground, I just whack away. And I've never cut this knife any slack. And with this blade being so thin like this, even with these ridges, you know, little nicks and stuff gone out of the blade, I mean, this blade still cuts super. So I've got no complaints, other than the fact that this is a little bit big of an item to be carrying if you're out hiking or on the trail. Because let's see here. Okay, as you can see, Henry is, I've dug up my tape measure. Henry is weighing in at a length of 17 3/4 inches. And my regular machete is weighing in at 22 inches. So as you can see, 22-inch blade, it's a little big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make a little smaller version. There we go. A little smaller version of a knife similar to this, and using the right blade, I don't see any reason why anybody couldn't get, you know, the years of service that I have out of this one with their own blade. And for this project, we are going to use it's a miter box, an old miter box saw blade. You can see the little edges there. And we're going to use this piece of flat steel. As you can see, it's thin just like my cane knife. And this is an older model miter box saw, so it has a pretty good high carbon tool steel in it. So I think that'll hold up under the abuse like this other machete has. And out of this one tool right here, I'm going to make two tools. So I'm going to, first thing I did was take out these little rivets and screws, and these I can use again. I've got 3 of them, so I'll salvage those. And also on this right here we go. Also, now that I have the handle, I don't know if you've seen my video entry one time a while back that I made for East Coast Prepper. If y'all don't know who East Coast Prepper is, check him out. I highly recommend his channel. He's got good stuff. But I had this saw in the video, and basically I'm going to use this handle, and I'm going to mount it on the saw like that. But I'm going to salvage it and make a long wood saw out of it for a single person. And the length on this, the blade for the saw, is going to be about 31.5 inches or so. So altogether, it's going to be a 3-foot saw. when I'm done with this wood saw. That's a 3-foot saw. But anyways, now we've got it down to the blade. And this metal piece is what we want for the new knife. I kind of drew out an outline with some marker, and I'm gonna have to remove this thick metal piece right here. That's just for strength in the blade, and so the blade don't go all the way down through the miter box. It rides across these like a set of rails. So I'm gonna leave the teeth on the back of this. So when I'm done, not only am I gonna have a little mini machete like my other cane knife that's given me years of good service, but on the back side of it, with me leaving the saw teeth, I will be packing my own saw. So this will be a saw machete combo, and that'll be all the way to the end of the handle. And I'm gonna leave that one hole there probably for a lanyard. So let me get this thing set up, and we'll see if we can get this bottom bar right here beat off, and we'll start work on this blade. And I think just about anybody can do this project here. I found this saw at a yard sale for $1. So when I'm done, I'll have $1 in materials in my Bushman's blade, because wood you can get for free. So but the tools that I'll be using for this job, I've got an angle grinder here, and these blades are pretty cheap. You can buy these cutoff blades, metal cutoff blades. This was bigger. I ground it down. It was maybe about that much bigger, and I wore it out cutting Henry up. And I may swap to this blade here when I'm done cutting the basic shape out, and this is what I'll be using to grind the edges down on the blade. So I'll be using an angle grinder and some files. And like I said, if I get half the service out of this little one, and this one will be a little mini-me version of this bigger one, I think this right here will be an awesome Bushman's knife. Sometimes I get some ideas, and I don't know, I roll with it. I come up with some pretty good things that way. Always practice safety. Make sure you're wearing proper eye protection anytime grinding, because you don't need to risk your eyesight. You only have 2 eyes. Wear gloves so you don't cut yourself, and use common sense, please.